I'm Gabrielle.
I'm Gabrielle.
And this is our swing analysis.
Take charge of your game.
Hello, welcome to Me and My Golf TV, helping you take charge of your game. As you can see, it's this week's My Swing Analysis, where we analyse one of your golf swings.
It sure is. Please get involved. Go to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and enter the competition today. And who knows, it could be you.
Yes, it could be you for next week. Right, we have Gabrielle Mcdonald from Scotland here. Definitely a better player than me and you. She's a +2 handicap, Piers, looking to get on the Ladies European Tour. She's probably at Q School this week, we think, so hope you're doing well, Gabrielle. Now, Gabrielle actually has coaching off one of our good friends, Kevin Howe from St Andrews. So she's in good hands there, Piers, isn't she?
We've been checking up on you. We know what you do wrong.
So what we thought we'd do today is take a look at Gabrielle's weakness. Now, she says she's got a fantastic short game, really good short irons, but she struggles with a long game, Piers. She struggles to control the length of a backswing, she said, but also gets these pushes and hooks. So we're going to look at maybe why she gets these today and hopefully pull some things out that she can work on, but also something that you guys can maybe relate to as well. So let's take a look at the golf swing here. Really good golf swing, Piers. As you'd imagine, a +2 handicap, very good setup. But let's take a look at the down the line first. Now, really good backswing. She says she swings a little bit too long sometimes and struggles to control the length. Something she's working on with Kevin. But what we're going to notice in the downswing is, as a lot of good players sometimes get the club a little bit behind the hand. So as you come down to sort of parallel point 3, we can see there that the club head is a little bit behind the hands.
View's not ideal, but we can definitely tell from there that it's behind.
Definitely. And now I'm just going to highlight the right foot at this point as well. We can see very much going towards the toes on that. We'll come back to that a little bit later. But from there, when the club is a little bit behind the hands at that point, we know the club is generally going to swing to the right, and that's when we can see these maybe draws and some pushes or even some hooks. Again, great on the way through. Now, from a front view, some real good things going on here. Great setup, great body tilt, ball position is forward. You can learn a lot from that. She really does load the backswing great here. She gets very much onto that right side, a lot of weight into that right leg. Now from here now, we would like her to get a little bit more pressure and weight moving left, but what she does here, as she starts the downswing, she starts with the lower body, but she doesn't really get that lower body working enough to the lead side. And as you can see here, she hangs back a little bit behind that line, and we can see that right foot sort of working more sort of forward instead of working inward, Piers. So a little bit maybe too much behind, and we know when that happens, that can get the low point too early in the golf swing, and when we hit up too much, the club is often pointing left, and this is where the club, or this is where the ball can then start to turn over a little bit too much, really. So fantastic golf swing. Interestingly enough, when we saw her irons, she was actually moving a lot of that pressure. The actual footwork was really, really good. So the footwork she does with the irons, but maybe with the driver, we want to sort of replicate and move towards that. So as we mentioned, Piers, I think angle of attack is so important for direction, isn't it? And let's just explain a little bit about how the angle of attack really influences these shots.
Yeah, so let's exaggerate it now and put the golf ball well forward in my stance. So if I'm hitting the golf ball now and the attack angle where I'm striking this golf ball is up, you can see now from here that that club face is pointing to the left. So the more you hit up on the golf ball, the more chance you've got of the club face pointing to the left. Now it's kind of a chicken and the egg situation with Gabrielle, you know, but the swinging out to the right and the hitting up, they're trying to sort of compensate each other almost to get the golf ball near the target. So, but yes, the more we put the golf ball forward, or the more the golf ball is behind the bottom of the arc, the more you're hitting up on the golf ball, and then obviously the club face wants to point to the left.
Okay, so what we really want to do with you, Gabrielle, is get that, maybe hitting a little bit more down by moving the weight, getting the footwork a little bit better, and you know, we still want to hit maybe a little bit up on the golf ball, but just less up for yourself.
And it's very much commonplace with the LPGA players that they hit a little bit more up on the golf ball than the male tour. You know, creating distance, we know maximising distance, we want to hit up on the golf ball. So obviously we just got to find that fine balance between the two almost.
Let's talk about the feet.
Yes, okay.
Start with the footwork that we saw with Gabrielle, and then we'll sort of move into the drill for her as well. What we'd like to see and what she's doing.
Okay, as you said, fantastic backswing, loads up really well. What we're seeing in the downswing is there's loads of rotation from the low body, but not enough lateral move toward the target. So we're seeing this move here. So the right foot is sort of almost coming up more than working toward the target. So we call this the Elvis or the Michael Jackson, where you're coming up onto that toe there, and then obviously from there, that lead hip is struggling to get towards the target. What we prefer to see is from the top of the backswing. Obviously, we get the bumping of the hips towards the target, the turning of the hips, but obviously then from there, the right foot is very much rolling inwards towards the target as we then strike the golf ball.
So we're getting a lot more pressure into that left leg as well, which is definitely going to help with a little bit of power. But from there, what we're doing is we're changing the low point to a little bit closer to the golf ball as opposed to hitting up so much. And this really does make a big difference with that. You can see the difference in the motion there that Piers is trying to create. And yes, we will be a little bit more behind it with the driver anyway than the iron. We don't necessarily want the same action as we've talked about. We still want that upward motion. So here's a great drill, and I think in the video that we saw from Gabrielle, she had some of this in the video. So she may be able to get her partner to help her out with this.
Guy could be doing this, couldn't he? He could be helping out with this.
So what we want you to do, we're going to do two things. First of all, we're going to do some positive feedback and put some positive movement where we're going to get you to feel what we want, and then we're going to make you work a little bit harder. So I'm going to wrap this around Piers's neck, waist, and all I'm going to do here now is as he goes to the top of his backswing, I'm going to move him and give the feeling of what we want to pull him this way. Okay, now that's going to be hard for Piers to do there.
Oh, I nearly went.
Nearly pulled him over. So let's try that again for him. So here we're going to really get the feeling of working in now on this, and then through, we can see onto that toe.
Yep.
So that's going to give you a feeling of moving that way, Piers.
Now, a lot of people will try and do that as the way to actually fix their swings. We do that to show people how to move. This is actually how we want you to really train. This is the majority of the training you need to do.
This is making you work a little harder now, so let's just avoid that. So as we swing back now Piers has got to work hard now with that low body to get that weight moving, because I'm forcing him to do the opposite of what he wants to do. So I'm going to pull him back, that's it. And
I
then
wish I had a driver in my hand right now. I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not sure.
They just drop that a little lower, Piers, there.
Okay.
Away from the microphone. Okay, so now we're going to pull, and you can see he's got to work extra hard from there. Hard to get through onto that lead side, Piers.
It really is, yeah, definitely. So I can work at getting all the way through, great. But I really like getting into that transition where I'm getting the lead hit forward, then turn into where the impact would be. But then, yes, obviously finish it off.
Now, if I take that away and you do that same action, how does that feel now?
I might go running down the fairway now. So definitely from here, it's a lot easier to move because I've just been working so hard against the band.
Okay, so two ways there, you know, feeling what we want first and then actually making you work a little bit harder to get to that point. But certainly, I think with Gabrielle, it's a very subtle change.
It is.
Getting that angle of attack a little bit more down compared to what she's used to. It's hopefully going to get you hitting some more consistent shots with those drives.
A little more control of that club face, I think, through the ball, which is the key thing.
Okay.
Right, so on this one here, when I'm hitting this golf shot, my thought process, and this is obviously for Gabrielle and Kevin to discuss, but my thought process will be to get my lead shoulder as far forward through the shot as possible, just so when I finish the shot, my lead shoulder, my right shoulder, is over here. That just means for me that I'm moving towards the target a lot.
Okay, right, so let's give it a go. Let's get this body moving towards that target and get you moving that low point a little bit. There we go, and you can see fully onto that lead side there, Piers. Nice penetrating ball flight there as well.
And a little bit lower than I normally would be with that because I'm moving more towards the target, which makes sense, changing the attack angle a little bit.
Brilliant. Okay, so Gabrielle, hope you've had a fantastic tour school. We may be on tour by now.
Hope so.
Post your questions, guys, down below. We'd love to hear what you've got to say. Don't forget to enter the competition to get a chance to have your swing analysed, and make sure you subscribe for videos every single week. Thanks, guys.
So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. Now make sure you check us out on Snapchat for some behind the scenes footage of our exciting trip to the United States of America.
Yes.
3 whole weeks.
T-shirts. Right, and also if you want to improve your game, make sure you check out our website, meandmygolf.com. Lots of changes, lots of videos on there. Click the link in the corner, and we'll see you soon.